Hey, I'm Scott Blackburn, and today I'm going to show you how to extend the growing season for your fall vegetable garden. Let's start off with talking about some of the things we can plant. There's a lot of leafy greens that we can start right now, some herbs and some flowers. One of the things that I like to do is start my seeds outside. We can do that this time of year as conditions aren't necessarily too warm or too cold. And if you don't have a seed starting setup, I find this to be highly accessible because you don't need the grow lights, the fans, the timers, and things of that nature. But you will need a few items, such as a multi-cell seed tray like this, and you want to make sure it has a bottom, a saucer that can hold water. But you could also use some small containers like these 6-cell seed starting cells. And you could just as easily use something that you've already got in your garden, reuse that you got from the nursery. You're going to need a high quality seed starting mix. That's going to be important for supplying enough nutrition as you get your seeds started. If you're going to do this outside, it's important to choose an area with full sun, ideally with morning light and some afternoon shade, but 6 to 8 hours of full sun is ideal. You don't want to have some leggy seedlings stretching for light. Once you've got your seeds planted in your containers, then you'll need to keep them moist until they germinate. You can use a pressurized sprayer like this, or you can use a simple spray bottle that you might have on hand. And to help you keep that seed tray moist until they germinate, you can use a plastic dome or something similar like this. You'll just set it on top, and that's going to help to hold in moisture while you're away at work. As soon as your seeds germinate, you want to remove that, and then you're going to begin bottom watering your seed trays to keep them going. That's why this tray is so important. I use a watering can like this, and I usually remove the rosette here. You don't need that. And I'll check on my seedlings about twice a day, fill it up maybe halfway, usually adding water in the morning, and then in the evening, draining off the excess moisture. So there are a lot of things that we can grow in the garden right now, and many of them we can plant from seed. But I want to point out brassicas such as broccoli, collard greens, and Brussels sprouts, if you're that bold, are going to be best planted from transplants. Those have already been started from seed long ago, and that translates to when we can expect a harvest for those vegetables. So don't plant those from seed right now. Get you some starts at a local nursery, and you can get a fall harvest. One of my favorite products to use in the garden is liquid seaweed. This is great as a preconditioning technique, and it really can help your plants to endure elements such as heat and stress, and it encourages really well-developed roots. I find it to be essential for helping to establish new plantings in the fall, as well as for getting some seeds starting. It can translate to increased germination and overall more vigorous plants. If we're really going to keep cruising through this growing season, we need to be ready to ride the roller coaster known as Central Texas weather. And that's why I like to employ low tunnel hoop structures to protect my plants during periods of heat and cold. We can use some different materials for this. The one we usually go to is some row cover or frost cloth like this. It does come in different grades. Most of the ones that you'll find pre-packaged offer 6 to 8 degrees of insulation, but you can get a more heavy-duty row cover out there, and that can protect your crops by 10 degrees. The row cover works by trapping ground heat that accumulates throughout the day. There are some boundaries to this. Overnight, some of that heat is going to escape, and depending on the length and duration of the cold weather, the wind chills, it will vary in terms of how successful you are. But that's a really great method for growing a lot of food well into the season. The other material that we can utilize to extend the growing season is shade cloth. I recommend a 40% grade. This allows enough lights for plants to grow while shielding them from periods of warm spells. We do get that going into the fall, and that's going to be really important for crops like lettuce or spinach because they can be triggered to bolt if the soil temperature gets too warm. For Backyard Basics, I'm Scott Blackburn. You can grow your own food. Keep it organic.